workshop. We are doing this workshop from Yamato HQ in Kagawa, Japan, right? As always, but so we're talking about pasta, right? Fresh pasta. Industrial pasta is actually global industrial pasta is actually 68 billion US dollars in 2023, right? And then it's expected to grow to 99 billion US dollars in by 2030. So like it's a huge market, and then it's expected to grow to be like even bigger, right? So we wonder like if we start making our own craft fresh pasta, right? And then if we can create something unique, something premium, and then there's a great chance for us to be able to like grab this piece of pie in this market. So and then why not do that with a Richmond Gold one machine, which is the most advanced only one machine that we have, right? That's designed to do many types of noodles, including pasta that we're talking about today, right? Fresh pasta that we're talking about today. So we're going to make some unique pasta on Richmond Gold one, right? And today, right, from scratch, and then we're going to show you guys some unique pasta dish that we create like in the kitchen later. But before we do that, like let me go through some slides I prepared for this workshop. So let's go through some slides. So again, like global pasta market was 68 billion US dollars in 2023, right? And they expected to grow to 99 billion US dollars by 2030, right? So that's 45% increase, in 7 years. Like it's already a big market, right? It's a only big industry, but it's gonna get even bigger, right? So you wanna grab, piece of pot, bigger pot, as big as it can be, right? We want to grab it. So by creating our own craft pasta, with on original one machine. So what kind of noodle, what kind of pasta can we make on original one machine, right? Is that like, a lot of like strand types, right? Fettuccine, pappardelle, then field pasta like ravioli, right? Then even like a big pasta like a lasagna sheet, right? So, Uchigo one is very versatile in terms of like what kind of noodles you can make. It's capable of making, right? So it's capable of making raw hydration noodles like raw tonkotsu noodles, right, which is the most popular type of ramen noodles out there, I mean, in the world. And then, of course, like conventional pasta, like miso ramen, and then, udon noodles, right, and then Chinese noodles, different types of Chinese noodles as well, including variety of fresh pasta that we're talking about today. Um, so you get for pasta, right? We usually categorize ingredients by solid ingredients and liquid ingredients, and then for solid ingredients, wheat flour. Typically for pasta, we are doing like the protein content of like 11 to 13%. Semolina, or so-called all flours, and then there's other types of flours, right? Depending on what kind of pasta you're making. Liquid ingredients, water. Then, you know, some pasta call for just no water, just eggs, right? But like if you're using fresh eggs, we want to count it as like solid ingredients as 25% of it as solid ingredients and 70% of it as liquid ingredients, right? Well, yeah, in case like we're using like whole eggs, right? Um, Salt, right, helps develop gluten, and then of course it has taste, the saltiness, right, salty taste, and then typically we use olive oil. It has a gross smoothness in the dough, and it keeps dough from sticking, and then it has a flavor of the olive oil. And I want to get into kind of like more like deeper into like flowers, right? Flour, like, cause it's like most important ingredient that makes up the unique texture of pasta, right? So they'll like just probably typical like four major categories of flours. Wheat flours we have, right? Hard flour, kind of bread flour, semi-hard flour, which is typically used for Chinese ramen noodles, right? At a medium to all-purpose flour, cake flour, right? So gluten content, types of gluten, granule size and stuff like different vary from flour type. Then kind of going even deeper into like wheat flour. So inside wheat flour we have protein, right? And then starch, moisture. So but what changes that like protein content and the starch content, right? So basically protein content creates hardness and strength, right? And then when we add water to it, it becomes gluten, and then forms like whale-like structure, right? And then protein basically hardens, when we heat it, right? And then hardness and noodle will basically be done by the protein content. The more protein we have, the harder it is. Right? So protein hardening the noodle texture with reinforcing bars, like this kind of image. It's like kind of like a concrete, right? Concrete bar with like all these like iron bars inside, kind of structure, right? And then what the starch, right? Starch working like the feeling of this bar, right? So make it sticky, and then kind of viscous texture. So starch is something that we want to look more, kind of deeper into, like when we are thinking about making a pasta, right? So there are two components to the starch, and then that's like amylose and amylopectin, right? And then so we want to look at amylose amylopectin ratio. So the more you know amylose we have, right? The like the truer viscosity, viscous it is, right? So to measure this value, right, is elasticity, elasticity of pasta texture. So we have this device, right, that measures this amylograph value, and then we do have this device, right, our in our headquarters. So if you have a flour that you are thinking of using, for your pasta, right, then you can, well, actually mail that, sample. You probably need about like 500 grams or something, and then test it. So we can test it and see like how high the amylograph value of the flour is, right? So this is very important measurement that we look at, like when we are trying to find the flour, right? And then so semolina flour, like kind of typical flour that what we use for pasta, semolina flour, one type of durum, we species, all flour, all purpose and bread flour, etc. Um, it, it's like coarse, right? And then it's darker than all-purpose flour, and protein content is about 11 to 13%. It has high ash content, which makes that darker, but like ash is basically minerals, right? So higher the minerals, the healthier the noodles, right? So it's a good thing. But viscosity, right? Typically kind of low in semolina flour, so it has this not as chewy as like other types of flour made with flour with the higher viscosity value. So and then so we want to propose like use of this kind of flour as well, like protein content like 7 to 9%, and the ash is low and the viscosity is high. So yeah, so this is another type of flour like we trying, we experimenting with when creating pasta. And then hydration, right? The water, basically water, or fresh eggs. Like if you're using just eggs, right? Is very important to like basically higher the hydration, the softer the noodle pasta texture. So yeah, what is like 40% hydration means, right? So like 40% hydration means that like for 10 kilograms of flour, you're adding 4 kilograms of water or in the liquid. So that's what the 40% hydration means, right? So, and then this chart like kind of presents the like different types of noodles, right? We can make different types of pasta we can make on the we can go one machine. Then hydration wise, like protein content wise, then noodle size wise, right? So um, previously we created like this kind of try this like what we call it mochi pasta, like kind of it's a pasta but like has this like kind of mochi like texture, like very chewy bouncy texture. So we have this, we can plot this type of pasta here, like in that like yellow circle. Um, but this is a very useful chart that you can use when trying to create your own pasta recipes, right? So then when making your own pasta recipe, you want to have like these five variables in your head to to create it. So wheat protein with wheat, right? Protein wheat, basically hardness, right? Higher, harder, and then starch, right? So amylose and amylopectin ratio, and then again, like if you have a flour you want to use, you send a sample to us and we can test it for you. So hydration, yeah. So with the original one, right, hydration range that we can do for pasta like is very pretty wide, 25 to maybe 45%, or even like 55%. So the texture is like very different, right, from regular uh, standard pasta. Um, the noodle size, right, thickness width. Um, yeah, so basically smaller the size, less bite, so softer, and then larger size, harder, right? And then also think about when I think about whether you're serving your pasta cold or hot or warm, right? So if you serve them hot or warm, then the texture will be like soft, right? But if you serve them on cold, the texture will be like hard. So if we want to think about like final noodle texture, kind of noodle texture, like we want our customers to experience, right? When structuring this noodle pasta recipe of yours. So um, again, like going back to like wheat flour that we talked about, right? So we kind of want to suggest that like kind of we blending traditional sort of pasta flour like semolina flour and some other flour that has higher viscosity value, probably lower protein content, right? And then blend them right at different ratio to create kind of unique pasta texture. So um, yeah, so it's very interesting, for trial and errors. You can create like some unique pasta texture that probably no one has ever tasted before. I want to get into production process, right, of pasta, fresh pasta, and then so basically in these processes we are making the dough for the pasta, right, and then the most important process in this whole process is that like is it, measuring ingredients, right, measuring ingredients by weight at right ratio. So this is the most important because you know, if you get this right, the rest of the process will be like really easy. But if we, screw this up, the rest of the process doesn't matter because just that 1% difference in hydration ratio like would make it like really different. So and then we want to be consistent in what we produce and what we serve, right? And because consistency equals quality, right? So we want to serve like consistent basis, like we want to serve the high quality pasta, right, every day. So want to get this right, and then that's why we do this. We call this cooking method. We call it digital cooking method. So we um, rely on rely on numbers instead of you know experience like hunches or something, tasting or individual palette. So this is making dough, right? So mixing process, the resting, and then wrap forming, combining, and then resting for the second time. So let me explain it. So mixing is done, right? And then after that, right, we do the wrap forming process, like which is just like so we get the crumbles dough, right, out of mixer, and then we feed it to the set of rollers, right, and then through the rollers we get a sheet of dough that's still fragile. So we want to separate it and then the two, right, and then we want to combine them through the roller. So that's how we work the dough, develop the gluten inside the dough. So after that, right, the second combining process, and then so we wrap this dough right on the plastic bag, and then um, keep it dry right? Keep it from drying, right? So what's happening in this resin process, like hydration is we're further like doing hydration, right? Promoting hydration, the degassing, right? Gassing a lot of air pockets inside the dough, so we want to degas them, like you remove them, and better we flavor, and then relax into the muscle as fresh dough, so like it's can be ready for the next process. After that, right? So you just thin and cut and portion, and then um, you probably don't do the resting the third time, but some probably businesses do like drying the pasta, but yeah, but it's up to you, right? Then we cook them and boil them, right? And so just thinning, right? And then thinning and cutting. So we use this kind of cutter to cut it, and then So thinning is done by the roller, right? Roller gap, and then but the width thickness is done by that, and the width is done by cutter we use, right? So cutter size is fixed, right? But there are many different sizes, different shapes for cutters we can use. So square, round, some edgy cutter. So they create widely different noodle textures. So we want to choose them, according to our kind of noodle texture we want our customers to make, right? So the cooking is very very important. But if you are just noodle supplier, then you don't probably have to worry about it. But it's a good idea to for you to like educate your customers so that customers are capable like cooking the pasta. They well, yeah, because the cooking makes or breaks your pasta. So the key here is to keyword is here, like gelatinization, right? The gelatinization, like starch noodle, starch pasta takes the liquid and slow on heating, and then it becomes clear gel like texture, right? So unless this happens right during the cooking process, that pasta is uncooked, right? So and then for gelatinization to happen, you have to have boiling water which should be like above like 98 degrees Celsius. So um, it's important for you to have like kind of strong pasta cooker, and then a lot of water to cook pasta, right? And then what's happening, right? How pasta get cooked and then get soggy. So you have a fresh pasta, right? And then we start cooking them. So the boiling water, start penetrating the pasta, right? And then water, over time, like water like penetrate through the pasta, right? And then but there's just like tiny core that's still raw, right? And then so that's the kind of texture we call al dente, and then but over time, right? The get so they get the area that's still uncooked, gets peppered by the water, over time, so it disappears, right? Then it gets soggy, so the pasta, has lost its texture. So understanding it and then being able to explain this is very important, I think, for your customers too. So, but yeah, but allow me to yeah, spend a few minutes like explaining your Richmond One machine, because Richmond One machine has been like very popular among all these noodle makers, right? With to small to mid production, they micro noodle factory as well. So for three reasons, right? Ease of use, right? Versatility, and the built-in noodle making horizon techniques. So ease of use, automatic feeder. So Reaping One has this like feeding system, right? Dough feeding system that just put the dough right on the conveyor, and then like the rest of the process is done by automatically by Reaping One, and then it's also very has this like very safety, most advanced safety system that in this picture, right, like while putting the ham in there, stops the enrichment one, right, because it's dangerous, right. So there's an invisible sensors that's running to protect workers from getting injured, right. So It's very safe. It's very practical, convenient, and easy to use. So you can put anybody on this machine to make a type of noodle, including new pasta. So and then noodle can be set high. So like in commercial noodle machines, the pasta machine, like that where you take the noodles out, like where the noodles come out, it's set like pretty low point, right? Pretty low from the ground. So you would have to like kind of you know s- kind of bend over and then kind of take the noodles out in awkward position, awkward posture, like for a long time, right? So hold your back. It's not kind of hard on the your worker's back, right? So, but in between one, right? So noodle conveyor carrying the noodles out is set 65 centimeters high from the ground, so it's very easy to use, right? So then it has this touch panel that you can set a lot of things, right? Timer, and then control the speed, and then you can pretty much like see everything that's going on during the operation inside the Richmond one. So then you can even diagnose the troubleshoot machine on this touch panel. So it's very convenient. Versatility, right? So Richmond one is capable of like making a variety of noodles, right, including tonkotsu noodles, like the most popular ramen noodles in the world, and then the fresh pasta, right? Udon skillet and the Chinese noodles. That so the key is hydration, right? Level of hydration, like it's capable, covering like making. So 25% to 45%. Like conventional pasta machines are capable of making noodles pasta that are like 32% and 36%, right? But Richmond Gold one is capable of making noodles that are like 25 to and 45%, right? So dramatic difference in like dough conditions, but this machine is designed to handle that, right? So it's very versatile. And then Ichigo One has this mixer, 10 kilograms mixer, right? We call it silky mixer, right? That's designed to optimize the mixing process, like hydration the dough, right? So the we designed this mixer to be able to handle like different ingredients as well. Making beautiful dough like different colors, flavors, right? It's very easy to do it with silky mixer, which everyone has. Then finally, built-in noodle making and techniques, right? It has in the retrieval one, and then with these features, you can pretty much put anybody right on the machine to be able to you can expect the guy you hired yesterday to be able to like make the pasta that's as good as like your professional noodle maker, with over 10 years of experience on capable making. So and then without getting injured because of the safety feature, as well. So it's a very good machine. Then compact, beautiful aesthetics, right? So um, so, but just talking about showing you like on the screen is not really, kind of get you going. Like can't really give you an idea of like how well it works, right? So we prepare this workshop, right? So we have a showroom in Houston, Texas, and then we have Richmond Go One, and then even like we have Richmond Go Two, which is the upper more high end machine the Richmond Go One. So we have this workshop Houston, Texas, and then we happen to be doing that um, workshop like actually tomorrow, 20th, right? And then so we still have seats left for that tomorrow session, I think. And then for March, like 20th and 21st, right? So we are sharing a lot of noodle making techniques, your knowledge that you can start applying to business, like from tomorrow, right? In this workshop, and then you can get to touch the dough. You can get to like operate the reachable one machine as well, and then the best of all, you can try the noodles fresh and made in on the reachable one machine, right? So Yeah, and then, so that's a no-brainer. For it not to come. Then it's just $60 per attendee, so it's almost like a steal, right? So please consider coming. And then, of course, if you can make it on these dates, right? You can come, for a private demo where it's maybe if you're serious about making your own noodles, it may work better for you because you can bring your own flour and then we can test it out on the Portugal one to see how it comes out and stuff, right? And then when we have professional expert who can consult with you like on your project and stuff. So you know if you can make it on these days, yeah, feel free to contact us for a private demo. Right? And of course we have office in Amsterdam too. So we're doing this. The workshop for February is over, but we have um, these 4 days coming up, right? 4th, 11th, 19th, and 26th, right? So, and it's just €50 per day, so it's a steal. So we have a page, we have this page set up for you, right? On our website, yamatonoodle.com. So, if you if you have if you happen to be like in the US or um, Europe, please feel free to sign up for your seat, right? Okay. So I think I enough talking. I've done enough talking, and so I think guys wanna see some action already. So start making some pasta, which we go one. Yeah, so we have level one over here, and then we have all these ingredients prepared, right? Measured and everything. We did that, you know, measure everything by weight. So, in Japan, right, we use whole eggs, right? Dry powder. I mean, dry powder eggs. It's in dry powder form. And then this is a silky mixer, right? 10 kilograms, right? Then but minimum batch is 4, so the it's 4 kilograms of solid ingredients, right? So setting the timer for the mixer, and then we want to mix it just with the flour, solid ingredients, right? Especially we have whole egg powder in there, so wanna mix it up well. Then so these are the liquid ingredients, right? So we have water, right, and then salt. Salt like maybe just added in the water to dissolve it in there, and then um, we have olive oil. Olive oil. So, so it's in powder form, but like if you're using the fresh egg, right? Like you want to think of it as 25% of us like solid ingredients, and then 75% as liquid ingredients. So do the calculation accordingly, right? So we're adding. So we want to add this olive oil first in there, right, by itself, before adding the liquid ingredients, and then you set the timer for 4 minutes first, and then we add the liquid right onto the lid. So this lid has like a small holes, right, that allow this liquid to be dipped to the solid ingredients a little by little, and so that renders very good hydration. So this machine is designed for good hydration, optimal hydration. So, and then the total machine time is 10 minutes, right? But we hate wasting your time, like 10 minutes of time, like just like showing you the mixer for 10 minutes. So then we prepare the dough in advance, and then see the it was put in the plastic bag, right, for at a room temperature. So that was the you know first resting process that we are doing, and then so placing the dough from there, and then so we are starting the conveyor, right? Yeah, starting the conveyor, and then as you can see, Imperial Wine is just doing pretty much the rest of this process. So it's well, yeah, it's rolling, and then it's moving the dough, right, on the conveyor, and then because it knows how much dough is going in, right, it's seeing how much dough is being fed to the rollers, because thanks to the sensors it has, right. So, it, so he knows like how fast like he has to move the conveyor and stuff, right. So it's very smart, um, you know, system that it has, right. And then, well, it's very safe, right. It's very safe because of the sensors, that invisible sensors that I'm running. Even though like we have this like safety gate like wide open, so that because the safety is wide open, we we have no problem of like feeding the dog, right? They don't get stuck, right? If that safety gate is closed, right, and then if you have a big dog, and then they get stuck right between the safety gates, so like some of the door like it's not going like being not being fed, like blocked, right? So but this which will go wrong, you can have it wide open because of the thanks to the sensors, visual sensor running. So it's both practical and then safe, right? That's why you can put anyone in this machine, and then you can expect them to be able to make fantastic pasta without getting injured. So so this process is called rough forming, right? Rough forming. So like basically we are making this rough sheet of dough, right? And then, but this dough is still very fragile, right? Very fragile. So you want to make it firm, right? You want to make firm. You want to make it, strong, right? By yeah, separating this sheet, right? And then combine them, right? Combine them through the rollers. So it's still rough, right? I mean, as you can see, like there are some like holes and like stuff like that in the surface with dough, right? But we want to make them smoother, and then want to make them stronger. So separating the dough to about half, then feed them to the roller. Yeah. So the dough that's coming out from the side, like it's getting, yeah, cleaner. smoother, right? So this is how we walk the dough, walk the pasta dough. So this combined process like pretty vital in creating the good dough for the pasta, and then so basically we want to like yeah kind of make it even right, or maybe even so about half and half, yeah. So yeah, the dough is getting cleaner for sure. Then at the same time it's getting you know stronger, more firm texture. Then so we usually do this process like 2 to 3 times. Yeah, so through a lot of experimentations, yeah, we found okay, like how many times like do we need to do the combined process to get like make a good dough, and then yeah, we found out that like well that's twice, and then you know for most types of noodles, right, most types of pasta, um, so yeah, twice, and then we did it like for the third time, like fourth time, like fifth time, fifth, sixth time. You know, from third time like didn't improve, right? The result didn't improve. So we did it like doing it twice produced this result. So why do we waste our time like doing it for the third time, right? So yeah, to do it for a second time. So yeah, so after the combined process, we want to start dusting the dough, right? Because this dough is actually 40% hydration, which is like well higher, um, higher the hydration like for French pasta. So 40%, like including like water, salt, and olive oil, is 40%. So it's relatively high, hydration for French pasta. So I mean French pasta made on the yeah machine, right? So we want to dust it well, otherwise it's gonna stick, right? So each one has like this automatic feeder, right? I mean the duster, and then you can adjust the amount of dusting, depending on the hydration. So for this pasta dough, the little better dust, yeah, pretty well. So increase the amount of dusting. Okay, so we are just thinning, right? We're just thinning, and then printing the dough. We want to check the actual thickness, and then because actual thickness is always bigger than the one gap we set. So it's 2.2. Yeah. 2.2. So after it's going for 2.0 millimeter or gap. So yeah, we measure the actual thickness and then you know check, check the how much you know um, yeah what's like a difference between the actual thickness and wall gap, right? And then so we know how much it expands, right? Then we can set the final wall gap to get the final thickness. So this is the color we use round shape, right? Number 18. So number 18 is like yeah, kind of around 2.0 millimeter, right? In the round shape. So it's a very good size for pasta. It's not too thick. It's not too thin. It's a very good size for us to be able like kind of enjoy the kind of unique pasta texture. So yeah, feeding the dough to the cutter and then look at this setup, right? So yeah, maybe just sitting on the chair, right? Folding chair, regular folding chair, and then, in front of it, and then um, so it's very comfortable, right? Just regular like sitting position, and then you know take the noodles out. Um, yeah, so that's why we have a lot of customers like, well, putting this machine inside the restaurant, like inside the factory, where a lot of customers can look right, can see how they make noodles, right? How they make noodles, and then by showing them, right, they can give their customers like a peace of mind, entertainment. Um, because all customers see, right, if it's a restaurant, then the customer can see the pasta they're about to eat are being made in front of the eyes, right? So that is very exciting, right? So it's not just only a noodle production machine, but also piece of equipment that entertains and attracts your customers as well. So yeah, yeah. So that's how like we make unique fresh pasta, right? So let's move on one machine. Okay, so let's take this beautiful pasta to our kitchen. Then show you guys how we do the pasta dish. So this is our kitchen where we teach udon school, ramen school, and soba school. It's a very small kitchen, but like just eight, we can take up to like 8 students, right? So one by one, like we believe in like a one-on-one session. Uh, then so that like we can kind of focus more on like what each of the students you know is interested in making, right? So anyway, so here we are. We have Mr. Song, our instructor, right? The expert. We'd like to have him, showing us, showing some pasta dish. Okay, so first, you want to cook the pasta first, and this.
パスタも、もともとこの黄色い綺麗ですけど、ちょっと差別化として店にちょっと色をつけていきます。
Yeah, so we want to make them different. Like pasta is you associate with yellow color, and then but we want to differentiate our pasta by adding some colors to it. So we are cooking actually cooking pasta in this beets water, beets water, right?
ビーツとレモンと塩入
And
れて
then
ます。
we adding like beet powder and then lemon juice and then some salt, right? In the cooking water.
これ、チーズとレモンは入れた効果がどうして今日今朝やったらまた時間かけても結構弾力があって伸びらないぐらい感じ。
Yeah, so
意
this
外
is the pasta we cooked in the morning, right? But as you can see, like it still has like some bounciness to it. You know, I left them out like that, and they still have like some bounciness. You know, it's some texture still in them. Right? Yeah, so cooking time is just 2 minutes, right? Then yeah, yeah, smells like ramen stock being made. Yeah, some instructions making ramen stock. But anyway, so 2 minutes till about cooking time, and then we're going to take them out, take our pasta, and see. Then just gonna wash them in the water lightly a little bit. Yeah, so the color is it like kind of lightly kind of like beads kind of color, right?
はい、麺はとりあえずこのままでちょっとこれ作ります。
Okay, so I'm making sauce for the pasta.
で、使う材料はこちらです。
Yeah, so these are the ingredients that I'm gonna use for the sauce. So put in olive oil first, and then heating them up. So I'm gonna put like onion. I'm gonna start like starting onions. Right. And then like some mushrooms on those. Mushroom going, and then some bacon going. So I'm gonna season it, right? Salt and pepper, then so I'm gonna add like some fresh cream. Adding the pasta to it.
麺さっき見てたから軽くでいいと思います。
Yeah, so I only cook the pasta, so you don't have to apply much heat, right? So I'm gonna plate it, right? And we use this ladle for plating. So I'm gonna add like some basil leaf here, and then sprinkle some cheese. Yeah, and just sprinkle some like coarse black pepper. Okay, so yeah, so that's a kind of simple pasta dish that we just showed us, right? Yeah, so like this pasta texture, like it's very unique, right? So that's why it's we recommend that you guys go to, or you guys come to our headquarter in Kagawa, or if you're in the United States, you can come to our showroom in Houston, Texas, right? Or here in Europe, you can come to Amsterdam, office, so that you can actually taste this unique pasta, unique texture. So please think about coming, right? And then go to yamanoodle.com and then sign up to receive, right, from our for the workshop that we have for Houston, Texas. But that's tomorrow, but we still have some dates in March, and then for Amsterdam, it's March, right? March dates. So and then so we for this month, which is gonna end like maybe like 30 hours or something here in Japan, right? But for this March, for this month, right? So we have some special going on for our Richmond series machines. So if you send us this code, right? Feb 2024 Richmond now 29 Feb 2024 Richmond now 29. If you can send us this code by email or something, and then we can give you guys a special offer, special deal. Yeah, of course, for those of you like who are actually purchasing the Richmond series machine by the end of this month, but it's a very special deal. So if you're interested in getting a Richmond machine, please send this code to us by email, then yeah, we'll send you the special offer for you. Well, it's only like 30 not some hours left, for this deal at the end. But yeah, just so you know that like if you're interested, getting this deal. But anyway, so it's a 99 billion US dollars by 2030, right? From 68 billion US dollars in 2023. So just 7 years, including only 2 months past for this year, 3 months past for this year. Um, so that's 31 billion US dollars that market up for grab, right? So why not start making your own unique pasta, fresh pasta, right? Ideally the Richmond go one, but why don't we like start making our own pasta? Because making pasta, fresh pasta, unique pasta, that doesn't exist right now. Like in the market, is actually relatively easy, right? And make a product that sells be relatively easy with our know-hows and everything, right? So why don't we think about if you can grab just like 0.1% of this market, then it's a huge amount of money, right? So uh, let's go start grabbing this market, start making the whole pasta, unique pasta, right? And then yeah, try to capture this piece of pie. That's still a lot of money, right? So um, hopefully, yeah, I did with them too with one. But like anyway, so yeah, we're gonna be putting out we're doing this kind of workshop a lot, like this kind of content, right? That's gonna help you in business, that you can apply to business like from tomorrow, right? So if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, and then if you like this kind of content, please hit a like button, and then so you'll be informed of you know content like this coming out, from this point on. So and then so this is the end of the yeah, February workshop, but we're gonna be bringing out like more valuable content from March. So thanks so much for watching, right? For this workshop, and then we appreciate it, and then we'll hope to see you right back in the next workshop. So thank you so much. Bye bye.